This is Share the Vision, presented by the Resource Center, a discussion of the programs and services of the Resource Center and about issues related to individuals with disabilities. Today we broadcast from the Raymond Center on Jones and Gifford Avenue in Jamestown. Many guests will be joining us in the next few minutes, and we will preview the 2019 Grow Jamestown Garden Fair and Home Show, put on by the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation, and weave in the Resource Center's significant role in all of that in just a few minutes. But we begin Share the Vision by welcoming Steve Watterson, the Community Relations Director at the Resource Center, to the microphone. Hello, Steve.
Hi, Dennis. How are you?
Fine. Thank you for starting our show today. Tell everybody why we have assembled here.
Well, as you alluded to, we're going to be promoting the annual Grow Jamestown Garden Fair and Home Show, and TRC has been involved with the Grow Jamestown initiative probably since year one, I'm guessing?
Yes.
And we help sponsor this event every year, and we will have at least a few tables down there that will be displaying some of the crafts that are made by the folks at the Resource Center.
I want everybody to know that in just a few minutes, Linnea Carlson, the Public Market Manager from the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation, will be joining us to talk in glorious detail about this year's Garden Fair and Home Show. But we come first to Robin Kessler, who is a DSP lead here at the Resource Center and pretty well known for your work up here on the second floor of the Raymond Center. Robin, welcome back to the radio.
Thank you. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too, and nice to be back in your room here. What do you call this place where we are speaking from today?
This specific core room is called Future Strivers.
The Future Strivers. I couldn't pull that up in my mind. And the Future Strivers, as Steve Watterson suggested, and you concurred off microphone a minute or two ago, have had a role in the Grow Jamestown Garden Fair from the beginning.
Right. We started a small club here called Pickens Club, and that got us started recycling bowling balls and turning them into garden orbs and decorations. And it went from there through Debbie Brown and Janet Forbes got us into Grow Jamestown.
And you are going to be back again this year. The fair itself is March 30th from 10 to 4. I'm not going to steal all your fire, Linnea, but it will be once again at the Northwest Arena in downtown Jamestown. Robin, the big headline for you here at the Future Strivers is the fact that you are expanding your offerings this year at the Grow Jamestown Garden Fair and Home Show.
We took some clay and turned them into garden markers. From the Grow Jamestown, we were asked to make garden markers for the Audubon, and so we did, and they turned out beautiful, so we decided to make more.
Now, garden markers, since the radio audience cannot be in the room with us and see these, we need to have you describe what these garden markers are like. I can attest to the fact, and everyone who's seen them anew here today is saying the same thing. They're really very gorgeous. They're going to be very popular, very successful. But what are garden markers?
Well, we took some clay and rolled it out and cut them into squares, and then we took letters and spelled out words of encouragement, vegetables that would be in the garden, and then we put them in the kiln and brought them out and painted them and put them in there in dull colors, and they came out in beautiful, bright colors.
So these are like 3 by 3 squares, or some of them are kind of rectangles that you would post in the garden where you planted a particular thing. Asparagus, I was grateful you could spell it right because I'm not sure that I could, was on one of them. And you've got a lot of other ones too.
Yes, we did some welcome signs, and we have herbs, and there are 4 different sizes, and it's cheaper if you buy 2.
How much are they?
They start at $8 and go to $12 a piece. And if you buy 2, it's $1 off.
And the use of these, are you a gardener, Robin? I can't recall.
I am.
So how would you use these in your garden?
And my row markers, I would use them. They hang, plus some of them are just so pretty, I'd probably just hang them on my porch.
Well, and this would be a way for you to remember where you planted. I mean, that's what first thing that came to my mind is where did you put the asparagus, where did the broccoli go, and all of that. Particularly if you are having trouble recognizing them as they grow up. I mean, that would be my position as I was gardening.
Oh, yes. You have to mark your rows or you don't know what you grow.
And so this is a most attractive and striking way to do this.
Oh, they're great. They look really nice in the gardens, too, because we took the group and we went to the Audubon, had a picnic, and looked at our garden markers in the learning garden. So they were beautiful.
So these have already had a preliminary use out at the Audubon Nature Center south of Jamestown.
That's correct, yep.
Uh-huh. Now, so you will have these markers, and your traditional bowling balls will still be there?
Oh, yeah. We'll bring the bowling balls.
Now, for those who are not familiar, describe the bowling balls and what they are used for.
We recycle bowling balls into garden orbs, into decorations that go out into the gardens or into your yards. We use tile and grout, and we also paint ladybugs.
And these are also going to be for sale on the 30th at the Garden Fair and Home Show.
Yes, they'll be for sale.
Okay, more coming up on the Future Strivers and your participation in this in just a few minutes. But John Vogan is here, and John's title is Administrator of South County Day Programs. You have been key in the Resource Center's interest and involvement in this very unique collaboration with the Grow Jamestown Garden Fair and Home Show since the beginning as well.
Yeah, over the last few years, I've had a wonderful opportunity to work with the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation and Grow Jamestown on a number of things, as well as coordinating our involvement in the Garden Fair and Home Show. We've also had beds and community gardens throughout the city, which has been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for our individuals to get involved in the rehabilitation of those properties that the Renaissance Corporation has turned into beautiful, beautiful community gardens. And it's really given our folks the opportunity to get involved with the community and be a part of their community and give back to the community. We've also in the past displayed our beautiful artwork that we produce here at the Michael J. Raymond Center at the Jamestown Public Market. And we're hoping to do that again this summer and spring and have a booth down there. So it's just been really great for the Renaissance Corporation and TRC to be able to work together. It's always great when nonprofits can work together to give back to the community. So it's just been fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to the Garden Fair, and I think it'll be a great event. It is every year.
Robin talked about this a little bit before we got on the air here as well. I just want you to comment about the learning experience for the future strivers in terms of particularly the new garden markers that they have made here, and why it is a valuable experience for them in the creation of these things, John.
They're very, very elaborate and intricate things to create. I mean, you're taking clay, you're molding clay, sculpting the clay. It goes in our kiln downstairs. The clay's hardened, then the clay's painted, and it's finished. It's baked again in the kiln. There's fine motor skills, putting holes in, fastening strings, sticks to hold up the markers. So it really is a total therapeutic experience, and they create something beautiful. And I think it gives them really, really a good sense of pride and self-worth in the product they've made. And then on top of that, to actually go to the show and act in a sales fashion, trying to get your wares that you've produced purchased by other people. I think it's a great overall experience for everybody.
I'm glad you put it that way, because there is a great deal of satisfaction for any of us in creating something of value and of beauty. Then to be able to have someone else validate that by a purchase adds another level of satisfaction to it, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think that I'll put the stuff we've got down there up against anybody's. I mean, our stuff is great. I mean, it's really, really, really beautiful stuff. So I think people will enjoy it.
John, Robin, I'm going to have you talk a little bit more about the Future Strivers and the work here that you do in just a moment. But it is my pleasure now to bring to the microphone, we'll wait no longer, for Linnea Carlson, who's the Public Market Manager for the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to meet you. And since this is our first encounter on the radio, at least, Linnea, tell us a little bit about your work with the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation, how long you have been there, just a thumbnail biography of you.
Yes. So I came to the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation about a year ago, and I was recruited for the role of the market manager, so taking over the operations for the Jamestown Public Market. And that has just been an absolute ball. It's my dream position, and I absolutely love working with the community, and the groups and the farmers that we get at the market has been wonderful. And then another aspect of my position at JRC is running our Jamestown Mobile Market, which is a farmers market on wheels. So we started that program last summer, and that'll be continuing again this year, bringing fruits and vegetables to different areas of the city. And about late last year, the JRC team kind of came together and we said, what programs and events do we have? How can we be more efficient as a team? And I have such a passion for gardening and local foods and community. And so they said, you know what, why don't you take over the garden fair this coming year? So that's been a really exciting adventure for me. Our team is great. We all work together so well. And I'm super excited for the Grow Fair this year because we got a lot of new and exciting things happening. So,
well, lots to follow up on there, but I'm going to stay focused here first. And you call it Grow Fair?
That's what I call it because we have the Grow Jamestown programs. The official title is the Grow Jamestown Garden Fair and Home Show. And so we have a lot of exciting vendors, community groups, educational opportunities all about gardening and also home improvement.
I kind of like that Grow Fair as a handle for this, Linnea. But the event is March 30th. What are the hours and the location?
Yes, so we will once again be at the Northwest Ice Arena. It's going to start at 10 a.m. and will run all the way through 4. So you're welcome to come anytime during the operational hours. And we're very excited this year because it's the first time that we will be occupying both rinks of the arena.
And it's free to go to?
Absolutely, yes. Free admission. The workshops are free. Everything is free. Obviously, you can shop around and see what items are offered by the vendors and, of course, TRC and different community groups. But our goal is to keep it free because we want the community to come out and have fun and learn something at the same time.
We have a few minutes on this program today before we get back to the Resource Center and the future strivers in this room from which we broadcast today, where we are recording this program. I'm going to have you dig into detail a little bit about what's planned, what's new, just what the experience is like at the Grow Jamestown Garden Fair and Home Show as you anticipate it this year. Somebody walks in the door there a little after 10 o'clock on the morning of March 30th at the Northwest Arena. What will they see? What will they experience? What can they take part in, Linnea?
Absolutely. So it's one of my most favorite events that we have in downtown Jamestown. And so when you first come to the Garden Fair and Home Show, you'll be greeted by some wonderful volunteers through the RSVP and Foster Grandparent Program. And we could not accomplish this event without our volunteers. And so you come on in, you can get some information on what vendors are going to be at the fair, the workshops that will be held throughout the day. And thanks to Wegmans, you can also get a reusable tote bag. So we have about 500 of those. So first come, get your bag, and then you can head on down to the rink where we will have our vendors and community groups. So we have over 64 vendors this year, and again, we'll be in both rinks. And so the vendors kind of range everything from nonprofit groups like TRC to local flower shops, gardeners, home growers. The public market will be a part of the fair this year, so a lot of our vendors will be there selling their fruits and vegetables. We have our meat vendor will be there as well. We're going to have a lot of different nonprofit organizations like the library and the Finley Lake Fire Department will be there. So we kind of have a little bit of everything. And then on the other end of the fair, so we have our grow vendors. We also have our home improvement vendors. So you'll be able to go around and see what services are available in the community if you're looking to spruce up your home. So we'll have electricians, individuals who can help you with painting the outside of your home, just all kinds of really exciting information, and it's all free.
What kind of workshops are available to people? What can we learn when we go to the Grow Jamestown Garden Fair and Home Show?
Yeah, so this year we're going to be occupying 4 different areas of the rink where we will be having workshops all day. Again, those are free to attend. They run about 45 minutes, and we're really expanded this year to kind of even it out between the gardening aspect of the show and home improvement. I'm really excited we're having a bonsai tree workshop, so you'll be able to learn all about bonsai trees, how to care for them, how to create them. We will be having a workshop on tree maintenance, so you can learn more about taking care of the trees that are in your front yard. And we'll be having a workshop on furniture refurbishing, which is really exciting. That's kind of a new trendy thing, taking something old and making it beautiful and new. And we'll, of course, have our traditional gardening workshops through the Master Gardeners program out of Cornell. And really, it's just a fun, exciting way to learn something new. And if you follow us on Facebook, we'll be posting different information on the exact vendors that will be there and the workshops that we'll have.
The other thing your flyer mentions is kids' activities and food, and I wanted to make sure we had an opportunity to speak to that as well.
Absolutely. So we also have our kids area, so that is also free thanks to the Purcell Produce Patch out of Purcell Middle School. They have a wonderful garden, and they come down and they organize these kids' activities, so we'll be having all kinds of fun, free things for kids to do. We'll have our famous Jamestown clown who attends the public market will be there with balloon animals. We'll have face painting, and we couldn't, again, do that without our volunteers. And then, of course, food. So in addition to the vendors that we have offering their garden and home-related services, we will be having local downtown businesses offering some delicious food to grab and go as you walk around the arena.
A couple of things quickly here. One, I want to give you an opportunity to identify your major sponsor or sponsors who helped you put this together this year.
Absolutely. So we would not be able to have the Garden Fair and Home Show without Mike's Nursery. They are our title sponsor. They have been for several years. They're so passionate about this event, and we're super excited to have them return. They'll be, again, providing free tomato seedlings to individuals that come to the fair, as well as I think they might have a couple surprises, animals in need of homes. So you can come down and take a look, visit with them. We are also thankful to a first-time sponsor this year, Community Bank. We're excited to partner with them. And then, of course, the Resource Center. We could not have this event without them. We are so excited that they continue year after year to support us. We're super excited to see what they offer at the fair. And I'll reiterate again that those garden markers are absolutely beautiful, so you don't want to miss out on those.
So a couple of other things, just more broadly for a moment. When is the public market set to open for the year?
Yes, so looking towards the summer, we have the public market is going to open June 8th. And run every Saturday through the end of October. And that's open from 10 to 2. And I think most of the vendors are returning from last year, and we'll have some new vendors. As John alluded to, we have community groups that will be attending as well. And it's just a really fun and exciting weekly event. We're going to have a lot of good stuff going on.
Weekly on what day?
Saturdays.
And where's the location?
So last year we were along Cherry Street, and we're intending to return there. We've been talking about where can we move the market to make it more centrally located, but we will be downtown.
And the mobile market starts around that same time?
Yep, it starts that same week, and we're expanding from 8 weeks to 16 weeks of the season. So we'll be driving around to at least 4 different locations in the city, so keep an eye out for those times. And anyone's welcome to shop at the mobile market, and that'll be on Wednesdays.
Linnea Carlson, you're a gardener.
I am. I'm just starting out, to be honest. I just bought a bigger house, so I finally have a yard. And I have to tell you that the wonderful ladies who volunteer for the garden fair and our own Mary Maxwell at JRC have taught me so much. I keep continuing to learn every day. And that's why I'm super excited for this garden fair, because I know I'm going to run into so many people who are equally as passionate about growing and local food and bringing the community together. And I hope to see you there.
Well, best of luck to you as you begin your gardening career at home, as well as embrace all of these new things at the JRC. And thank you for all your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm going to come back right now and stand between Robin Kessler and John Vogan to talk further about what happens here. To begin with, Robin Kessler, in the Future Strivers the rest of the time. Just fill in the picture of what occurs here, your other projects during the year.
Well, through Grow Jamestown, we have a project that we got to the Lakeview Cemetery, and we painted 5 garbage cans with themes and put those out in the cemetery. And that was a great project and a lot of fun to do that. We also work in gardening boxes across the street. We have built furniture. We find things at flea markets and yard sales and bring them in, clean them up, see what their worth is, see how we could sell them and best recycle them. We try to stay very busy here. We also do the Laurel Run Awards every year.
How many Future Strivers are there that you work with on a regular basis here?
We have 15 people that we serve, and counting myself, we have 4 staff.
And the Future Strivers are here every day?
We are here every day, yes.
And they come in from other Resource Center residential facilities in the community or from elsewhere?
They come in from our group homes in the community. They come in from their family homes, and also they come in from Family Care, which is also another entity of the Resource Center.
And all of the Future Strivers are persons who face particular individual challenges in their lives?
They do. They do, and we work with those challenges and find things that they enjoy and try to find people's enjoyments and niches and things that they want to learn and grow with.
So this is a group of people with whom you work on a daily basis to help them achieve as much as they can and very deeply connect them to activities and events in the community, perhaps more so than some people who are not working in a circumstance like this, that are just kind of driving to work and going home every day. I mean, you have a deep commitment to community here.
We do. We try to be out into the community. We try to let people know that we are active and always looking for new projects and ideas. And we try to get ourselves out there to let people know that we're here and we're a lot of fun.
What's a new project or idea? Any arena? I mean, if somebody was listening to this and said, I think I know of something that might be valuable, could they just contact you here?
Yes, they can. That's how we've got the garbage cans. It came through us in our art program with Susan is our creations program. She'll also have a few pieces at our table this year.
John, I want you to comment on all of these things in terms of the picture that has been rounded out here as someone who works with all of the day programs here in the Resource Center in this area.
Well, I'd just like to piggyback off what Robin said regarding our art program. Our art program is something that we're looking to expand. We have a wonderful, wonderful art coordinator, Susan Gutierrez. She's a fantastic artist in her own right, and she does a fabulous job working with the individuals we support here in the Resource Center. I mean, if you're going to take a walk through Lakeview Cemetery, you'll notice the trash cans that the individuals have painted. They're absolutely beautiful, and that's under Susan's guidance as well. And the garden markers, the kiln, and she works with all kinds of different media and things. So she's just fantastic, and we're in the early stages right now of renovating our building over on 8th Street. Right now we're seeking sponsorship to hopefully have a community art house situated over there right on the Riverwalk in our 8th Street building, which will be fantastic. And it's something that we're really looking forward to being not just a TRC function, but a community art house and a community project. So we're in the very early stages of that right now, but it's really something that I think will be fantastic when it's finished.
Now, you're talking about the building that's right at the intersection of 8th and Fairmount?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of cars pass there every day.
Yep, and it's also situated right across the water. It's on the water with McCree Point Park on the other side and the Riverwalk right on the other side of the building. So it's also got a lot of great foot traffic from the lake. It's a great spot. So I think we're going to do something fantastic there in the future.
This is we only have a couple of minutes but to get into this because we have some other things to finish up with. But John, this is the first I've heard of that, and I can't tell you how excited I am about the idea, because for anybody who's ever been in the ground floor back area of that building and the beautiful wall of windows there that looks right up the Chautauqua River. Steve Watterson may remember the first time that he and I were in there and did a show on a sunny day such as the one where we record this. It's an absolutely gorgeous spot to be in. I mean, you get there and you don't want to leave because of the panoramic view and just the kind of the calming effect of being in that space.
Exactly. It's a perfect spot. We're, like I said, early stages. So hopefully in a year when we do this again, we'll have a lot more progress to report on.
You're looking for community support to help you achieve this.
Yeah, right now we're reaching out for sponsorship as we speak. So.
What would you like sponsors to do? Let's just dig into that for a second here.
You can just contact us at the Resource Center.
Dig into their wallets, I think.
Yeah, that too.
Steve Watterson from the side says dig into their wallets.
Yeah.
So you're looking for some financial contributions.
We actually have some sponsors lined up as well that want to be a part of it. So we're working with them right now as well.
Well, John, whenever the grand opening is, or the inauguration of that event, please invite us down, because I'm already very excited just to go. I would be excited to go back there any day.
Oh, I've already walked through that time, the grand opening in my mind a few times, and it's going to be a nice event. So I'm sure we will have you down for that.
Well, and I'll just make one other aside here because we're getting tight on time. But Steve Watterson, we talked about this years ago. That began as a railroad station. It was built as a railroad station many years ago for the now long-defunct Jamestown, Westfield, and Northwestern Railroad. And to see it repurposed many times for Resource Center use, and now for this, is just sort of refreshing, exciting. I don't know what other word to use, but thank you for previewing that for us.
Thank you very much.
Anything else you want to say about the Grow Jamestown Garden Fair and Home Show before I leave you?
I will just piggyback off one thing that Linnea said, and it's that I go every year and I bring my kids, and my kids have such a fantastic time there, and they leave with a nice bag full of goodies, and they'll do a little plant activity themselves and plant something and get their faces painted. And if you need something to do, if you're a parent, bring your kids to the garden fair because it's a great time.
Thank you very much. Robin, anything further that you want to add on today's show?
No, but thank you, and I hope to see everybody out there on Saturday the 30th.
And Linnea Carlson, is there anything else that you want to put on to the tail end of this?
Just a big thank you again to the Resource Center, all of our sponsors and the community groups, and we hope to see you on the 30th. It's going to be a fabulous time.
Thank you very much. Now we're back to Steve Watterson, and we are in the closing minutes of today's edition of Share the Vision. Every time we have done this program in the past, promoting the Resource Center's part of the Grow Jamestown Garden Fair and Home Show, every year really kind of poises me for the excitement of spring in a way that nothing else does.
Good point. That's right. I mean, looking out, we're recording this show today. It's sunny, if not a little bit cold, but yes, the Garden Fair is a good harbinger? What's the right word?
Yeah.
That spring is on its way. The event itself keeps growing. I know they have a few more vendors this year. I think every year they set an attendance record. It's a great social event, and that when you're down there, you're definitely going to run into somebody that you know. And every year I'm there, I see people that I haven't seen in a long time. So it's a nice opportunity to catch up with folks as well.
The end of hibernation.
Good way to put it.
Grow Jamestown Garden Fair with the significant presence of the Resource Center will be March 30th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Northwest Arena in downtown Jamestown. Steve, I always like to offer you a moment at the conclusion of the program to talk about any other activities, events, news from the Resource Center that we should share with the community.
The next big events that we have going on is our 23rd annual TRC Golf Classic, which will be May 20th at Moonbrook. And then June 1st is going to be our second annual Shake, Rumble, and Roll motorcycle poker run. So you'll start seeing information about that event pretty soon.
Looking forward to all of those things and the season that comes along with them.
Amen.
My guests today on Share the Vision, including Steve Watterson, the Community Relations Director at the Resource Center, and Linnea Carlson, Public Market Manager for the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation, Robert Kessler, a DSP lead here at the Raymond Center on Jones and Gifford Avenue in Jamestown, and John Vogan, Administrator of the South County Day Programs for the Resource Center. To all of you, thank you for sharing the vision today.